intro music. So,
No intro music.
all right. Welcome back to Married with Gaming. I am Mike,
And I'm Jen.
and today we have the OGGM.
Hey, that's me.
It is
It is you.
the man himself, not the AI version. So, he is the creator of Vigilantes for Shadowdark,
Yes, thank you.
and we're going to talk a little bit about that, talk about gaming and superheroes.
Yay.
So, do you just want to switch back and forth with questions, or
Sure.
Yeah.
I was well, I met with Jen, but if you got questions, I'll try to have answers too.
Yeah.
Well, let's go with the what inspired you to make Vigilantes for Shadowdark?
Well, there was an idea that had been bubbling around in my brain for a superhero setting for quite a while now, and I've tried it with several different systems. Um, of sort of a low tech, low power, uh, 1990s themed world based around such cinematic classics as Jumper, Push, Lucy, Limitless, Covenant, and these various sort of quasi superhero movies that came out in the 90s and in the early 2000s. And I strung that together with the mythology, because of course it never really happened, of MC Ultra and Project Stargate and Area 51. So I already had that idea bubbling around, and I'd tried it different times. And then I had just done an interview review with Miguel and Sylvia from the Red Room for one of their earliest projects, and Miguel was very angry because I didn't review it the way he wanted me to. So that started our relationship. And they were doing Wretched, and I just jokingly said, "You should do Wretched superheroes," because I want to hack every system eventually into superheroes. So I did Wretched Vigilantes and the various books in the Wretched Vigilantes with them. But that relationship ended on good terms, I think, but just they were going one way, and I very diving into the politics, and I tend to try and avoid politics. So we just parted amicably, and then I was doing something with Grim Jim for about 4 months, and I did the in between game that probably nobody ever saw, um, using Project Black Flag, uh, because once again, to hack every system into superheroes eventually. Things didn't work out with me and Jim because of just the timeline and Jim's personal physical ailments and various health issues. So this is about 2023 and a 2000 December-ish when a lovely young lady comes out and declares war on Wizards of the Coast by introducing a game called Shadowdark. I'd already had a relationship with Kelsey. We'd talked a few times. I'd interviewed her years ago about her little baby DM screen, one of the first products I ever bought from her. I saw how Shadowdark was selling and how great it was doing, and I was like, hey, maybe I should try hacking Shadowdark for a superhero role-playing game and seeing if it works. So I started throwing ideas at Shadowdark and seeing if I could build the ideas, and everything worked because I was basically just converting the spells to superpowers. And of course, financially, I felt it was a good choice to hook my wagon to Kelsey Star, and make some of the extra Shadowdark money, because Shadowdark Modern was becoming a thing. There was Victor with all his Shadowdark Modern stuff and Blacklight. There was the two Shadowdark Space games. There's a Shadowdark Weird West game. There's like 2 or 3 Shadowdark Post Apocalypse games. Chubby Funster is doing a Shadowdark version of Dark Sun. So obviously there was a market for modern day, whether Kelsey planned that or not. So that was the first Vigilantes for Shadowdark, and that was about a year ago, 2 years ago. But that one was kind of a mess, and I got a really wonderful review from the Electric Goat. She's having some cash issues, so please go and support the Electric Goat. She's a very good person and deserves your support. And she has goats, so if you're listening, please give her a shout out.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
I was going to say I do think it's a good idea to like you said, you want to cover everything, but go with the new hotness.
yes. So based upon her review, I started over from scratch, and that was about 4 or 5 months of just pounding away and sending out playtest copies and getting ideas from people. And you guys got some ideas in, and Jeff's Games Box, another person who needs to shout out, and DM Kurt, and then David Oakman got involved, and that was really cool, and Jacob Blackman. And that brings us to Shadowdark Vigilantes 2.0, or Shadowdark Vigilantes 2026, and the most wanted book that I put out at the beginning of this month. And that's it. That's the whole universe right now.
Cool. With the play test and stuff, what was the hardest part of getting some of the things to work? Like, I know it's not super powered superheroes. I mean, it doesn't seem like it'll, run Superman.
No, it's definitely not designed to run Superman.
But definitely you could make some of the Teen Titans or some of the X-Men. Not the, not probably, I don't know, you could make a low-powered Magneto, I think.
Yeah.
Couldn't be pulling the San Francisco Bridge, really, but...
Maybe higher level, but...
Right, well, that's why you kind of said Vigilantes. It's like the street heroes.
Yeah, yes. Because Shadowdark is more ground to earth, more darker, than, say, other OSR systems.
Mm-hmm.
In order to keep that darker, grittier street feel, I kept it around the Vigilantes power level. I refer to like, hey, the Defenders from Netflix.
Yeah.
Power Man, did Daredevil, Jessica Jones, guy who doesn't know martial arts playing Iron Fist. That was about the power level. Plus, of course, the inspiration, Push, Jumper, Limitless, Lucy. So yeah, go ahead.
I want to know what started your fascination with the superpowers or the street level superheroes.
Oh, I've always loved supers. I've loved supers before I was into D&D. I love action figures. I love comic books. I love supers. I love the Saturday morning cartoons with like the Justice League and the Tokusatsu. As everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of Super Sentai. Got to work on Power Rangers, which is like one of my top 5 moments of my life.
Oh,
So superheroes are ingrained in my DNA. They always have been. The main game I played growing up was superhero role-playing games.
I was going to say, so you were one of the stuntmen?
No, I was an extra.
Really?
I'm an extra in the season finale.
Really? That's awesome.
Season. Yeah. I was working for the casting company that was casting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers during the first couple seasons, and the people that were in charge of getting extras and actors weren't the main. Never wanted to see the same people twice. So they had this weird thing that all the extras had to be able to pass for high schoolers, but we were told to rotate because it didn't want to see the same people every day showing up to set.
Well, but that's weird. I was going to say it's weird because they're going to high school.
Yes. We thought it was weird, but it's also very hard to convince people to show up for 40 for 8 and not knowing when they'll receive a paycheck.
Right.
Because that's the, unless you're SAG, extras don't get a lot. So for the first season finale / season beginner for season 2, they wanted 200 extras and 200 standbys every day for 2 days, and they couldn't be the same. So by the second day, everybody in the office was, we're going to be in the episode.
And your friends and your family, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We were just, bottom of the barrel by the end of the second day.
Well, I know you like other role-playing games that are superhero-based, but did any of them influence this game?
Oh, this game is heavily influenced by Villains and Vigilantes by Jeff D. and Jack Herman, and Marvel Superheroes role-playing game Phase Rip, and Heroes Unlimited. In fact, the original name for it was Shadowdark Unlimited, and I was starting with Heroes Unlimited as sort of the basis, and Villains and Vigilantes, and random level-based superhero games in general. But yeah, definitely V&V was a huge influence in creating the power level and all the other stuff that I'd worked on over the years, GURP Supers and stuff like that, but just trying to find the right fix.
Did you ever play the DC Heroes game?
Yes. The original one, yes.
Yeah, because that is the one I played. We have a cat emergency.
Uh-oh. You're doing something the cat's not involved.
No,
Well,
she wanted out.
Oh, she went out.
she snuck in to watch your interview, but since Steve's not on,
Uh,
it's like, this is boring.
Steve's watching the birds, so.
Yeah, that's what she was doing, and then she's like, you guys are boring. Not a fan of superheroes, this cat. So
That's okay.
yeah, the DC Heroes one is, it was the one my friend had, and so we played that. And of course, you try to remake every comic book character, and then you start making your own worlds. And
Yes.
So-
As is the way.
and about making your own world, where is your default setting?
Well, it's wherever you want it to be once you purchase it. But my default setting, as everybody knows, is and has been for the past several years, the mythical town of Fresno, Nevada. That's been my default setting for the last 8, before the apocalypse, so 2019, I guess, 2018. I don't remember when the name first became, but it was maybe 2017, 2018 when it first appeared.
Anything behind the name or why?
The Fresno, Nevada, the origin story of Fresno, Nevada was we had these friends that were gaming with us over at Seth's Games and Anime back when it was still there. And they became a couple, and they moved to Fresno for, I guess, because real estate was cheaper, or they wanted to live in the high desert or whatever. So we never thought we'd see them again. But then they started driving down every game night to game with us again. So they'd drive the whole thing and then turn around and drive back, which we all thought was insane. So I decided that the game we were running at the moment, which was sort of a modern day supernatural kind of thing that I was running to sort of the beginning of my post-apocalypse game, I was going to set it in Fresno so they could tell us about buildings in Fresno that they wanted their characters to go into or blow up. So I thought that would be a cool thing for them to tell us about where they're living. And, hey, we go into, the Billy's pharmacy, and I know that in Billy's pharmacy. So it's just sort of fit that I made the characters there. So I was saying, and you're from Fresno, and my brain went California, but my mouth went Nevada.
Hey,
I don't know why. So it stuck. So that post-apocalypse campaign got based around specifically a diner in Fresno, Nevada, and then the town of Fresno, Nevada, and then and that didn't last very long, but that was the first. And then I did another post-apocalypse game that was also set in Fresno, Nevada. And then I did a space game, a short-lived space game, which became the emphasis for Goblins in Space. And that was based on Fresno Station. And then I ran a fantasy game where the town was Fresno, Nevada, and then it just kept. And by the time the COVID started, it was just the default setting. Everything took place in or around Fresno, Nevada, or someplace in California. But before that, it was just wherever I was at the time. We were playing superheroes in LA. It was in LA.
Did any of that make it into the game?
Yes, there is a small section detailing Fresno, Nevada, and there is a larger Fresno, Nevada source book that I'm working on with might eventually show up in either some system or another. Daniel from Drivings and Dragons asked me a couple weeks ago if he could use Fresno as a setting in the game he's writing, and I was like, well, okay, but let me write the field guide to the city first. So I've been working on that when I'm not working on my whale city that you two just left. So yeah, there's some small stuff on it, but I've tried to keep it as generic as possible. I mentioned LA a couple times and other places, but generally I've tried to keep Vigilantes for Shadowdark a generic role-playing game so that you can place it wherever you are, as superhero games should.
So with basically a guidebook to a default setting, and sometimes I think default or made up places, like Night City for Cyberpunk, things like that, because then you can tailor it, and somebody that actually has been there doesn't go, hey, that's not, and that kind
exactly. See, he gets it.
Yeah, I mean, I've set games in like my version of Seattle.
Yeah,
people that haven't been there are like, I was like, well, it is there now, so this is a different world.
Yeah, it's like, setting a game in Star Wars and running into somebody who knows more Star Wars than you, and you're like, actually, that's not where Grand Muff would have been during that month, and you're like, so yeah, make up your own settings, so nobody can argue with you.
But with the setting book, adventures.
Will there be adventures once the setting book is finished? I don't know. It's still in its very early stage. Possibly
And
the setting book's going to be just more generic, not superhero specific, but just explaining the city and all the weirdness that happens around the city. It's I don't know. It's still in the birthing pains for that one.
And then the next thing follow up to that is with this, like you said, there's somebody else that wants to use your city in their game.
Hopefully, yes.
Is it a superhero game or is it just something?
No, I think it's a cyberpunk game.
Oh. Yeah. Then what about? I mean, you're a third-party publisher for Shadowdark, so what about a third-party publisher for Vigilantes or for Fresno?
If they wanted to, sure. It's certain things are copyrighted, but most of it's open source. I mean, there's nothing that unique or original in any of my books other than a few names and some of my ideas. But if somebody wanted to write an adventure for Vigilantes for Shadowdark, you're more than welcome to. Please do. Show some love. If whatever is going to happen with the Fresno setting, if that becomes popular enough that people want to start setting adventures in it, I'd be nothing but flattered. But cool. It's just a way for me to keep busy and make a little bit of extra money and spread some tabletop role-playing game goodness and keep a finger on the pulse of the community and make wonderful new friends like Jen and Mike. So.
No. Now I'm going to feel all weird and fuzzy and warm. Well, I mean, since it's based on Shadowdark, which is
I based it on Shadowdark because it was the next big thing.
It also makes it
D20 works with supers.
Yeah.
So.
It makes it pretty easy to just jump in. I was going to ask about complexity of somebody just trying the game out, but if you know
D20, you know my game. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you work the like advantage disadvantage in that?
Oh, that's still in it. I have advantage and disadvantage and skill bonuses and all the typical D20 things. I started with the spells and I rewrote every spell as a superpower. That's how it started when I was doing the remaster. So that was my beginning. And then I looked at all the iconic tropes and which ones would best fit sort of that 1990s Iron Age style. Like I couldn't really have a Doctor Strange, but I could have a John Constantine. I couldn't really have an Iron Man, but I could have, Frogman. some of the powered armor characters who don't have unlimited money, Couldn't have the $6 million man, but I could have like the $5 man. So that was keeping it within those limitations of keeping it grounded, street level, borderline realistic,
Like the five below superhero sword.
And plus weaving in the whole mythology, the hypothetical Edgewood Arsenal program, the hypothetical we never did it MK Ultra program, the hypothetical Stargate program, and it's just this running theme from the 50s on of the government trying to create psychic spies, which of course they never did.
Never.
Completely.
Wow. Maybe.
In case they're listening, it's just a story.
So like you could easily make the Phantom or the Shadow from like the old stuff, and as well as and
it's not to say I won't hack it for a different system.
And
it's pretty not 100% satisfied.
I would say it seems pretty open-ended for whatever genesis of your hero, whether it's government experiment or alien, or it's kind of like, like use your imagination kind of thing. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, it's very much 1980s superhero games like V&V. Very vague. Fill in your blanks.
I've got to ask this question. This might end the interview. Marvel or DC?
Both.
All right, that's perfect.
They both have characters I like. They both have done stories that I like. DC animated is better than Marvel animated. A Marvel live
yeah.
action is better than DC live action.
Yeah.
With the exception of maybe the John Constantine and some of like the Arrowverse, but yeah, DC, other than Superman, has never really had a decent film. They still can't seem to get Batman right, though the latest one was pretty damn close. Marvel makes better live action movies. DC makes better animated. I mean,
Yeah,
Batman the animated series, you can't top that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even when it was like, thought it was going to be a kid's thing, I was like, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch this. If you had to build yourself into your own system, what power would you give yourself?
Well, when you played V&V in the 1980s, the first rule was you had to play yourself. So there's a bunch of 12-year-olds pretending they have superpowers. Giving superpowers to a 12-year-old is not a good idea. My powers? Oh, I'd only have one superpower, and everybody's heard me talk about my superpower. I have infinitive, and my superpower is my ability to destroy machines and computer programs to the point where even the designers tell me they've never seen the computer do that before. So I have some low-level EMP gremlin power where I can literally, my records disappear. I've been declared dead. I got retired without being told I was retired.
So then what would your superhero name be?
I don't know if I think I call myself the Cooler, which is a term from gambling. A cooler is somebody who walks around the tables and just sort of generates bad luck. And if it looks like somebody is having an incredible roll, they'll send these people to and then the runs tend to happen. It's Las Vegas mythology. So I would just say my job is you hire me to go ruin somebody else's company, unless they want to pay me more not to ruin their company. So I probably wouldn't be a hero, but yeah.
You'd be
I just walk down the street and cars would stop and I'd be
the electronic hitman.
Yeah, but it never works in my favor. It's not like I walk by an ATM and it suddenly spouts out money, or I win property or anything fun like that. It's always annoying.
Kind of like who was it? Harry Dresden, because he's a wizard in the real world. He messes up.
Yep. Hello. Hello. I'm still here. Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. When you were designing this, was there any like power that you were trying to bring in that would kind of like broke the system or made it go
The tech stuff probably was the hardest. Guns and designing like the cyborg character and the gadget-based character, and trying to make them easy to approach and easy to design, but still have them justifiably being able to be represented in that type of system. So I rewrote that section several times. That was probably one of the ones that I rewrote the most, until I finally came up with the most recent version. And that basically wasn't even mine. I will blatantly claim that the gear system as it now exists in that game, and probably any games I go further, I got that from Victor and Blacklight and his ammo point system. And I was like, can I use this? And he's like, sure. I can't do Victor's voice, but sure.
Well, that's the cool thing, is the collaboration that, kind of like.
Oh, yeah. Hugely in debt to Victor for showing me Blacklight ahead of time and stealing several of his ideas.
Yeah, and I looked at his modern, what is it called?
Modern Essentials?
Yes. Yeah, for like it's old school essentials for guns and
he's really good at gun games.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't just let's just slap some numbers down. Let's actually
No, yes, he actually did it.
Yeah, and
make it research on guns and stuff like that. I did the opposite.
Now, right now you can only get your book in PDF, right?
PDF on drive-through or POD on Lulu.
Oh, so you can't get a hard copy. That's good.
It's $15 on Lulu for anybody who wants it, but nobody's really shown any interest. I've tried to do POD on drive-through, and I've broken it on 4 separate occasions, so I just stopped.
I heard that it's a little bit tricky with how they want it formatted. Oh,
Yeah.
what about Amazon?
I'm on Amazon, but again, I don't know if there's a market for a hardback or POD of Vigilantes. Only one person's ever mentioned interest in it, so I think I've sold like 3.
See, I think it's hiding because I've looked for role playing games on Amazon that are put on demand and only found very few. And sometimes I'll put the exact name and it'll give me like novels or just
in
toy.
in in Amazon.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Really? Okay. Yeah,
I've never stumbled on it.
I don't know where it is on Amazon. I know what's his name? Not Corpse King. King Mosquito or whatever his name is. I've forgotten his name.
The guy that says he's like the Waspinator or
Oh
something.
yeah, Waspinator, King Waspinator. All his stuff's on. He sells all his stuff through Amazon, and he talked me through how to do it, and I still managed to break it. And then it's on Amazon. I just don't think anybody's interested in a hardback. I mean, the first one I think I sold 3 PODs, and this one I think I've sold 3. I mean, it's POD. If anybody wants it, they can just text me and let me know if they want to purchase it. But I don't think it's maybe a year from now if I decide to kickstart it. But right now, it doesn't feel like it's anything people want. I'll be happy if I just sell enough every month to feed Steve.
What would be if someone's on the fence about trying it? Why should they try your game?
If you're interested in low-powered superheroes with emphasis on that 1990s Punisher style, it's a D20 system. You already know all the character types are very easy to understand because they're close to modern day. They're close to stuff you've seen on TV. It's not ridiculous Justice League Avengers level of superpowers. So you're not a superhero. You're a guy who might have a superpower. You don't have to wear a costume if you don't want to. There's not a lot of you. So it's definitely much more grounded.
Yeah. Well, to dream big. Did you ever think about eventually, if it catches on a little bit, try to do a crowdfunder to, the whole Kickstarter thing?
Yes. Oh, yes. I have a goal. And if it hits that goal by my birthday, then I'll know there's an interest and I will crowdfund it. And if it doesn't hit that goal by my birthday, then I'll know there isn't an interest in it and I'll move on to the next project. So if it hits bronze by my birthday on drive-through, then I'll know that there's enough interest to at least try kickstarting it the first time. But if it doesn't, then I'll be like, okay, I guess Shadowdark Superheroes doesn't work. Several people have said, it might have done better if you just made it OSE Supers instead of Shadowdark. Yes, you get to tie your wagon to Shadowdark, but at the end of the day, Shadowdark is still dark fantasy. And unless you're really lucky, like Chubby Funster, and even his was, basically he just redid Ravenloft.
Yeah.
For Shadowdark. Probably not. I mean, I know the guy who did the first Shadowdark space game is doing okay, but none of us are going to make Kelsey's level of money.
Now, to be fair, Wizard of the Coast redoes Ravenloft every other year. So.
Yes.
So there's people that for some reason just keep Ravenlofting it.
Yeah. So yes, making a Shadowdark version of Ravenloft and just changing the names enough so he didn't get in trouble.
So Vigilantes for Shadowdark versus Dracula.
I can put that in there. Yeah, that could be one of the adventures.
I mean, and then you can get the Ravenloft feel for it.
Vigilantes go Ravenloft. Tag goes to Ravenloft.
Just like
or maybe more Vigilantes for Shadowdark versus the Kindred, that vampire.
That short series
based on the vampire role playing game.
Yes. Kindred, the Embraced.
Could you make a half vampire in your game very easily? So you could do Blade.
Yeah, you could do Blade. I think you could do probably a half vampire. I didn't think about doing Blade. I did. There's several other characters that I've made in the system that work. Mike Taylor and several others have said over the years that the best way to test a superhero system is, can I make Batman? Can I make Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I think you can make Batman in my system, and you can definitely make Spider-Man in my system. So.
I don't know if you can see the chat at all, but
I can't.
But Bo Paints Minis just got your spring bundle on drive-through.
Thank you. That's all my old stuff. So if you want to get the new thing, you still have to buy
He said he does have Vigilantes for Shadowdark. He said.
Oh, good, cool. Yes. The spring bundle was I unlocked all the other stuff, going all the way back to Vigilantes just to see if people wanted it. I didn't really expect anybody to be interested in it, but I was like, oh, let's see. I did a lot of work on that animal book. I did a lot of work on the cryptid book. They're all sort of trace the progression from Wretched to current. So great.
Did you think about doing like an OSE version, which is, I mean, it already is 90-some%.
I don't really know what that means other than not having the name. I mean,
well, yeah, put it on there.
Removing the Shadowdark name and maybe making it a little bit more for color. Victor has already said he'd be interested in maybe doing ammo box superheroes next year once Streets of Magic does well. He thinks ammo box would be really good for supers.
Would that be a collaboration?
Don't know. Victor's very busy, but we'll see. There's definitely, we talk all the time about gaming stuff, and we are the first two of the Shadowdark modern movement. So we'll see. I don't really like to make expectations or plans that far in advance. I have ideas of things I'd like to happen, but I don't want to, marry myself to a specific idea and then it not happen and get all like, oh, I have to go kill myself now because my game didn't sell.
Yeah.
Or quit YouTube.
Shadow wants to know if you can make Doctor Strange.
Sure you could. I mean, what's Doctor Strange's actual powers? He can fly.
No.
And he has wooby magic. But really, I mean, we've seen him use telekinesis. He can teleport. That's about it. Occasionally some flashes of light.
He can see all possible futures.
All possible, yeah. With the thing, that would just be him using augury, and I have augury or cosmic awareness already written in the game. I think you could build Doctor Strange, a very low power starter version of Doctor Strange. You could definitely build John Constantine.
And I mean, a lot of the flavor of a character is just in portraying them and they're, kind of working with the storyteller.
Yes, that was the great thing. I mean, in the Wild West of superhero role-playing game days, Superhero 2044, Golden Heroes, Vigilantes, Guardians, it was very vague. V&V, the original book, is like 42 pages, and yet Shadow and I still refer to it as the greatest superhero role-playing game ever, because Jeff and Jack got something right that nobody else has really ever even come close to. Every power was vague. There was no defined. You didn't have specifics like, say, a champions or a point-based system. It was...
I've made characters for champions back in the day. We never really played because after that, I didn't want to do math anymore.
Yes, champions is very nice.
I was like, no. And I mean, I think the great strength of any RPG, I mean, yeah, you can make some investment and detail it out, but if you can't just sit down and play it and get going with them, like, I mean, it's good if you can do it in 15 minutes, but, maybe up to an hour if you're going to get a little detailed. But after that, math, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, a lot of math. Jen has never experienced champion character making. It would be her bane.
No,
it's a lot of math. I was never good at it.
It's very detailed, but so I'm kind of running down the end of the questions.
Wow. Okay, sorry.
I can't really think of anything else besides just, I mean, you've worked in with movies and TV, right?
Yes.
And
gaming, yes.
Yeah, so that's just another form of storytelling, like in gaming. What else do we need to know about your cred? I mean, you worked on other role-playing games. I know that.
I worked on other role-playing games in one form or another for several years. I don't know. I mean, my gaming resume is pretty well known. I don't know if my name's still in half the ones I worked on, but I think it's still in Champions of the New Millennium. So yeah, I play tested a lot of games and I contributed to a lot of games. I tried to make my own system in the 90s, like everybody tried to make their own system in the 90s. And I think I sold 15 copies maybe. And it was just, I mean, I look at it now and I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? That was such an egotistical. Who is this person who wrote this piece of crap?
So what, for Vigilantes, what is the thing you're most proud of about it?
The fact that it made it and people are buying it. The fact that, I mean, David Oakham reaching out to me and going, hey, I want to help you with your game. I was like, you want? Oh my God, dude, why? I'm nobody. Yeah, so I guess I'm just proud of the people who have shown interest, and that, you know, my little low self-esteem brain is going, oh my God, people like me. People like what I have to say. It's only taken way too long. But yeah, I think I'm proud that people like it. I'm proud that I get to share my goofy characters and my goofy world, and people are like, hey, I like this story you're telling. I think it's cool. It's fun. I want to know more about these characters.
That's awesome.
So
that's probably what I'm most proud of this. Yeah.
Now, I don't remember from the book. Is there like a part of the book that has like a random generator?
Yes, there's several random generators.
Yeah,
there's random adventure generators, random power generators.
So, like, you could roll and say, "There's a bank robbery downtown."
Yes, I have a section in the encounters called Revolting Development, which is just random tables of different things that could happen, from, you know, have to rescue cat from tree, to bank robbery, to alien invasion, to you come home to discover that Jen isn't really Jen, but a fembot from the future sent back to kill you, and now you've got a fighter. Oh, that's all in there.
Bo Paintsmany said you made Fusion.
Yes, I made Fusion, sort of. Fusion and Champions of the New Millennium came out of, because I want to hack every system into superheroes. Me hacking Interlock into superheroes and sending it to Mike Poundsmith, because I had been sort of play testing with them on Cyber Generation, which was kind of their superhero role-playing game. Mm-hmm. And they just sort of gotten the license to Dragon Ball, which I don't remember whether they actually kept or not. I think we ended up just doing a Dragon Ball source book. So they were like, this would work great for Dragon Ball. So I had no idea what Dragon Ball was back then. I was very late to the Dragon Ball fad. So I started trying to find episodes, and I was trying to hammer it out. And then that sort of became Champions of the New Millennium, which was the experiment to see if Fusion worked. And then we did to Fusion, and I made a couple Fusion things, and then Fusion sort of died. And I wrote this incredibly extensive skill system, gear system that people loved. They didn't love anything else that came out of it, but they loved the skill system. And that sort of became the silhouette system. And then I don't know what happened to it after that.
Was Dream Park, was that Telsorian?
Yes, they did a Dream Park role-playing game.
Yeah, because I had that one. We messed around with it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dream Park and Castle Falkenstein and a couple of their other weird ones.
Yeah, that one too. So my question is, do you have like a core early, like when you were a kid, memory or two that you feel like looking back on your life now kind of led you to this kind of creative avenue?
Yeah, but it's not like good things.
Oh.
No. But yeah, I mean, my childhood, I mean, my family was awesome. I had a very awesome, supportive family, but, you know, I was bullied horribly as a kid. Nobody knew I was dyslexic until I was like 5 or 6, when people finally realized I couldn't read. So I lived inside my head.
Are you sure this is your super villain story?
I've never said I was a hero. If there's a list of people who should never have powers, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
No, you don't want me to have superpowers. It's not to say I wouldn't save people I like, but
no, hold on. That is a good line for somebody to say. Is no one said I was a hero?
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to use that. So probably growing up, and even though I had D&D as a kid, like I say, like we've talked about before, how the Southern California gaming atmosphere was sort of different. And then growing up in the San Fernando Valley, North Hollywood was just such a different environment than anywhere else, because you're constantly surrounded by theater people and studio people and getting to see things made all the time, and just walking down the street and going, hey, there's that famous dude, but I see him every day, so he's not a famous dude, he's just my neighbor. And every kid I played with was very related to somebody in the industry, so we were all very over the top, and we all just sort of loved superheroes. And this was a time when the X-Men were first really becoming big. Saturday morning cartoon superheroes were becoming big. We were just starting to get He-Man and Thundercats and Voltron and all those great cartoons. And and comics were like, the X-Men were really big. There was the Dark Phoenix saga. Independent comics were coming out. And then, so yeah, I think all that just sort of led to everybody I gamed with till I went to college was pretty much 90% one superhero role-playing game or another. 10% we played D&D. And then when I got to college, nobody played D&D. It was all homebrewed independent games that they'd all made up, that we were playing until GURPS came out. Yeah. And then everybody switched to GURPS. Every game just switched to GURPS. And so I didn't really start playing D&D till I got out of college. So it was always the other game. It was like, let's play Villains and Vigilantes. And like maybe one Sunday a month we'd play a D&D.
Am I mistaken, or did you work on some GURP stuff?
Yes, I might have worked on some GURP stuff. Yes, I play tested and helped write GURP Supers. I play tested and helped write GURPS IST. GURPS Martial Arts was basically me, John Arruda, and World Martial Arts Hall of Fame member TJ Storm. Shout out to World Martial Arts Hall of Fame member TJ Storm. And we wrote GURPS Martial Arts, GURPS Time Travel, a little bit of GURPS Horror, a little bit of GURPS Cyberpunk, GURPS Black Ops, which is the one that got me in trouble.
I have some of those books.
Huh?
I have some of those books.
Oh, well, if they're the first edition, they might still have my name in
it. Well, I tended to collect GURPS books for their just the information in them.
Yes, really amazing setting books. Even if you don't play GURPS, they're amazing setting books, and the amount of information they've got for each of those settings is enough that you could just easily pound it into any game.
Yeah, kind of circling back to that. Well, this is GURPS. Jen and I both played GURPS Wild Cards, where you get superpowers. Yes. But of course, that game was playing yourself getting superpowers.
Yes.
So it was kind of meta.
My superpower name was Valentine.
Cool. It's a good name. Yeah. It's weird I didn't work on that one, but yeah.
Well, that's based on Martin's books, right?
It's based on meta. It's George R.R. Martin and
others, right?
It was like and others based upon a Super Worlds game that they were playing. So they played Super Worlds, decided to turn it into a book series. That book series became a role-playing game.
Well, what was it? I listened to an interview with him, and he played his fantasy game as GURPS. So
the Dragons thing is all GURPS. It's all based on GURPS.
It may be. I mean, but like you said, it inspired, and it just inspires itself in a weird way.
Yes, it's inspired itself in a weird way. Game becomes book, becomes movie, becomes game.
Bo says he has to hear that Black Ops story at some point.
It's a very simple story. It was the play test for GURPS Black Ops when I got it was unbelievably complicated, and I was like questioning if there was really any interest in playing something like this, especially everything that was in the politics at the time with Afghan. And
wouldn't it be more like James Bond's a little bit more fantastic?
Yeah, if it had been GURPS Super Spies or something like that.
Yeah, or would Rainbow Six be coming out then, like those Clancy books?
I don't know. It was just building soldiers and stuff and naval officers, and it was a boring read, and I didn't think the market was there at the time, and I said so. Said, I don't know about this one. I don't think there's a market for this game. And they said, you're blackballed. You're never working for us again.
Oh,
But I've been arguing with them already for a long time about some other things that I had trouble with, like swimming, and why they didn't have a swimming, and why every one of my characters knew how to swim, and they were constantly like, you don't need a swim skill. Your default is your strength. So if your strength is high enough, you can swim. And I was like, obviously, you've never been in the water, have you? Because if you are a Aquaman character, not only do you know how to swim, you have enough level of swim that you know how to fight in 4 dimensions. It's your advantage because you know how to fight underwater. You should know how to swim.
Yeah, I thought GURPS was a pretty covered everything kind of game to not have swimming. And you have
They
to
had
learn.
swimming, but they're as a skill, but they never gave it to any of the superhero NPCs.
Yeah.
And they had an Aquaman, he didn't know how to swim. And I was like, why doesn't your Aquaman character know how to swim? And their argument was his strength is high enough that he gets a default. And I was like, that's not how swimming works. He would be so exceptionally skilled underwater that he wouldn't need his strength to be the default. He just thinks in 4 dimensions. He knows how to fight underwater. He can, every point is his gravity point. He doesn't have a ground.
Yeah,
He
and
fights underwater.
So you had a Hulk or Juggernaut type character that doesn't know how to swim, and he gets in the water. That would be a big disadvantage to him. Not just default to strength.
Hulk would not instantly become a world-class swimmer just because of his 100 strength. He would sink to the bottom and walk across, but
assuming he doesn't know how to swim.
So we have a question from Kimura.
I can't see the chat. Sorry, guys. I guess I could go on too.
Yeah, from Kimura. They say they've only played D&D once. Is Vigilantes a good choice for someone new to tabletop RPGs?
If you're a fan of superheroes, absolutely. If you're just interested in starting in role-playing games, no. I would not recommend my game as the first game. Unless you're a huge superhero comic book fan or modern-day Arcana fan. If you want to get into fantasy for the very first time and you want to play a fantasy game and you don't want to deal with the weirdness of D&D, there are plenty of simpler, easier games out there that you could baby step into role-playing and fantasy role-playing, depending upon which genre you want to pursue. Fantasy, of course, being the default, but there are others.
I was going to say, a lot of them you can find their websites or company and just find like a free PDF for like starter rules.
Yes, most of the companies have free starter rules and free starter packs. It depends what you want to play. If you want to play fantasy, medieval, wizards, elves, is D&D 5.5 the best place to start if you've never played before? Maybe. No, I don't know. I think that the new starter set is pretty good. The new Stranger Things / Return to Keep on the Borderlands is supposed to be really good for beginners. So that might be a good way to start, is to get the starter set before you're interested. But if you really, really don't want to invest that, maybe just try a role-playing board game, like Dungeon Crawl or Betrayal on House of Haunted Hill or something like that. But yeah, if you were just starting in fantasy.
I was going to say, those are good lean-ins to kind of get into that mindset. But also, if you find people that play, just find out what they play and kind of
watch them and see how they play and see if that's a group you're comfortable with.
And then branch out before you start filling up your bookshelves.
Yeah, pick up the starter set for whatever game you want to play. Watch lots of videos. Don't get pigeonholed into any one system or belief. Just find what makes you happy. Find your people. And you're always welcome to join us on our Saturday games.
I've been the uncle that buys starter sets for games and kind of gives them over to the kids.
Yeah, and then you never see them again. I've been that uncle. Yeah.
Well, they've gone on to play it. And it's like, hey.
And they love Uncle Mike.
Visit, we'll get them hooked. Like, hey, kids, you need some dice.
That's how you do it. The first game's free.
What's that Bacardi dice bag? It's just branding.
Yeah, it's just branding. It's amazing. They buy a dice bag and they throw in free alcohol.
Exactly. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, but hey, it works.
To sell to a 12-year-old, yeah.
Hey, disavow. 13 at least, I know.
Yeah.
Got questions, Jim?
I don't have any questions right now. We have quite a few viewers online though, so thanks for watching, everybody.
Hey, yeah, please like, please share, please subscribe.
Yeah.
Please come on over to my channel if you haven't had a chance yet. Like, share, and subscribe. But first, let's help Married with Gaming hit 1,000. Not 1,000 means anything anymore, but you know.
Hey, we'd be happy with 100.
Let's get them up there, guys, so they can get monetized. And YouTube doesn't make their channel go away, like the several thousand that they've made go away over the week. And yeah, if you appreciate what I have to say, come on over to the OGGM Adventures at YouTube. I'm there every day, Monday through Saturday, usually from 8 to 11, talking about something gaming related or nonsense.
Oh yeah, you do your walkabouts with your free flowing of thoughts and opinions.
My walkabouts, which are very confusing, but people seem to like them.
They are fun to watch.
Get to take you guys outside, show you what's going on here at Fresno. Occasionally get to see a monarch. Check up on our skeleton friend.
If you can't bring yourself to leave the screen from watching YouTube, we can at least touch grass through you. Virtually.
Yes, you can touch grass through me. If you're a hikikomori and can't go outside, I will happily go outside for you.
I do like this giant skeleton that seems to be in your neighborhood.
Leroy? Yeah, poor guy.
Did you name him, or is that his name? Or
no, I named him. I don't know if I've only talked to the owners once. I was like, oh yeah, I really love your skeleton. I love the fact that you keep it up and keep it themed. And he was like, yeah, it's just too hard to take down. And I was like, yeah, if I had one, I'd do the same thing. They are just too hard to take down to put up just for 1 week a month. If you have it, keep it up all year. And just
you know what? I've always wanted, like outside of old tire stores, those giant statues that stand there with their hands up and that hold tires.
Muffler men? Yeah.
I want one of those and just, do the same thing. But,
they're a little bit more expensive than the 12-foot tall skeleton. But yeah, they sell those all the time when gas stations in the middle of America close and stuff.
Yeah, we have a gas station locally that has a giant cowboy.
Yeah, they did it up as a werewolf at Halloween.
Yeah, he was a werewolf for Halloween.
It's awesome. Big fan of muffler mans and roadside attractions.
Those are always fun. Well, besides vigilante stuff, you're currently working on something.
I'm working on 2 things, and then I will probably cycle back to superheroes next year. I don't know what system, but I think I need to take a break from superheroes for a little bit. So as you know, I have been working on my whale punk setting, which just sort of percolated out of nowhere. It wasn't even going to be the setting I thought it was going to be. It was just this random idea.
Blubber punk?
Whale punk, I think is the name.
All right.
Or blubber punk. I don't know. There's only one.
Whale punk is probably more of a sellable title for the genre.
So yeah, Whale City or Whale Punk or Whale Keep, my dead whale that's been turned into a city. A lot of people said that that's a really cool idea and they'd love to see it. And I asked tons of people if they'd ever heard of this idea before. And people are like, oh yeah, city on a living whale, yes. City on a living turtle, yes. City on a dead whale? No, I've never heard of that. Wouldn't the whale explode? Whales explode when they die. Don't you know that, OG? And I'm like, yeah, in real life they explode. This is a 3-mile long whale. I don't think
mega whale.
Yeah, I don't think it has to obey the same level rules.
Right.
I've done a dead turtle the size of an island where they crawled through its guts.
Like a dungeon, though.
Yeah. But
and I know there was somebody who did a purple worm corpse as a dungeon, but nobody thought of a
this is a whole city civilization.
City, yeah. It's
mining it through its corpse and
for the blubber. Yes, the docks inside the wide open mouth. I thought that was such a cool image, even though I stole it. And I've been reading up a lot on the inspiration is Kuaman Walled City from China before the great, densest city in the world before they shut it down. 3.2 million people fit in 6 acres. 10-story buildings made out of cardboard. It's just such a perfect setting for a game. I'm surprised no one's ever used Kwanlun City as a game setting before. There's movies based in Kwanlun City, but so yeah, Whale Punk City, or whatever it's going to end up being called at the end, is heavily inspired by that, and battleships, of course, and just other.
And what system were you going with?
Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Maybe Rudiger's Almanac. I've been talking with Richard for when Rudiger's coming out of this being one of the settings because he thought it was cool. If not,
I have seen that. I know what you're talking about.
And it does fit the theme. And this, I love Richard's art style, and it's like, yes, I love this artwork. I love this look. I love the feel of his stuff. It's like I want to play in that world, that vaguely Victorian, steampunky, but not truly steampunk. So maybe for his game, maybe for Shadowdark, I don't know. A dead whale city might be a little too over the top for Shadowdark. Or maybe just OSR. I don't know. I haven't really been thinking system yet. I'm just writing it and trying to keep the ideas. Designing a city is hard.
Yes.
Well, you want to have all the normal stuff, but also have a distinct identity that only Whale City would have.
Yes. The steampunky feel to it, and the sort of necromantic industry, the mysteries and secrets of this 3-mile-long dead whale god.
And that was the first one. What's the other one you're working on?
The Fresno city setting.
Oh,
that's like 80% done. I just put it on hold because I wanted to work on Whale Punk.
You gotta work on the one you're inspired with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As the default setting, I eventually have to finish it and explain all the different variations of Fresno. Where is Fresno? Fresno's relationship with Area 51, Fresno's relationship with the AI, all the weirdness that happens in the city and why. But it's fun just to take this, a real place and then slowly turn it into a fantastical place.
Yeah.
And then, I've reached out to the Chamber of Commerce of the city I've based it on several times. They've never responded, but I want to know that I'm keeping it as close to real as I can. The actual place does exist. There is a city that Fresno is based on. So
long ago, when I was, set a game in Seattle, my friend, he just for me. He went and mailed mail back in the day, and asked for a bunch of stuff, and they sent us a whole packet of maps and all this information about the city. And I guess nowadays they're just like, check the website.
Yeah, check the website. Yeah, I have gone through the website several times.
But I was just saying that it was a neat thing back in the day. They'd actually be excited somebody's asking about their city.
Yes. The Chamber of Commerce. We get to do something? Oh my God.
Somebody wants to talk to us?
It's so rare.
So with the Whale City, will there be goblins?
Of course there's goblins.
I didn't know. So
there are goblins running around just like there are the zombie. There are two crews of repair. There's the zombie repair crew and the goblin repair crew. And there might eventually be a fight between those two for control over who gets to repair what.
Because if people didn't know, I think that's something you're infamous for.
The goblins? Well, they don't show up. They haven't showed up in a while, and they won't. I don't think they'll ever show up in my superhero game. But yes, my love for goblins and goblins doing the jobs that nobody else wants to do is quite well known, and they have been performing that facility that job for quite a while now. Tons of pictures of goblins that Aaron has drawn over the years. So
they're goblin supervillains.
Yes. Green Goblin, yes. Hemogoblin, Demogoblin, yeah.
Ew. Like hemoglobin.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's one of the Spider-Man villains. It was short-lived, but yeah, the goblins are definitely a trademark of a way to implement goofiness.
And you have a lot of older material with fantasy that has a lot of goblin stuff in it.
Yeah.
On drive-through.
On drive through, some of my fantasy stuff is there. The space game and the very badly written post Holocaust game are both based around goblins, and they're ideas I'll revisit again. But there's a lot of other people who have made goblin games too, and goblin centric games. So.
And I did put the link to the drive-through RPG
Thank you.
purchase in the chat. So
Thank you.
if you're in chat and you're interested, click the link.
Yep, coming down. Drive-through RPG, still only $10, $6 for the new book, Most Wanted, which features characters dedicated to several of my subscribers, including possibly Mike and Jen. They won't know unless they buy the book, but
I guess we'll have to look.
There might be characters dedicated to them in that book. And that was Cat Monroe's idea, that I should dedicate every character to one of my subscribers. So all 21 of the supervillains are dedicated to somebody.
I appreciate being a supervillain. Thank you.
Hey, I shout you out whenever I do copy Shadow's top 10. I'm always number 10, Mike's mom. Number 10, Mike's mom. What did you find of the treasure? Gold, silver, Mike's mom. It's top 10.
Yep.
It's like Stifler's mom, but it's Mike's mom.
No.
So yeah, that's the story of Fresno and the goblin.
Well, I'm going to look for those links for your Amazon and also that Lulu link too. We'll put those in the video description.
Sure, I'll send them to you. The Lulu one I have, I don't even know what the Amazon one is. I just put it on Amazon just cause, but I never expected.
Yeah,
I think Amazon's the first place people go to look for games.
Yeah, well, I was just looking for role-playing games, just browsing through, and I didn't stumble across that. So, but they're like
it's on there somewhere.
Yeah.
Not really one I pay attention to. It's PDF drive-through first. That's always the main focus. Then I'll occasionally do something with the Lulu account or Substack. But
put a link. Give us that.
Yeah, send us all your links and we'll put them in.
Sure. And your channel link, of course. So I guess we can wrap it up, unless you want to talk some more, because
if anybody else has any questions,
If
anybody else has any questions, sure. If not, whatever.
If you're watching and you have questions, stick it in the chat. I'm watching it, so we can get it.
Because like most of the nerds of our caliber, we could probably talk gaming all day. And then some.
Sometimes I fall asleep to someone talking gaming.
Well, I know
RPG ASMR.
Yeah, RPG ASMR. What it is.
Shadow falls asleep when I'm running, so obviously I am very hypnotic.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're mesmerizing.
Love the Wizards video, like through my life. So yeah, I put people to sleep. Just watch my game every other week. You can just watch Shadow go. Wow. No DM is as honored as knowing he put a player to sleep. That's the kind of power I have.
I'd attribute that. I was going to say, I attribute that to him running a bunch of games, doing a bunch of shows, and then his kid is graduating.
Yeah, he burns himself out. Yeah. And his wife wants him to do things on Saturday. Really, I'm just providing him with nap time, is what it is.
Yeah, it's like
I'm an excuse for him to take a nap, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
He's like, who I got to stab?
I got to be proactive now. Okay.
Yeah, and well, I gotta say, I'm surprised more people don't watch your live stream of play, because you keep it moving.
I try. I don't know what the secret is to get people to watch, other than being political, which I refuse to be.
Yeah, I mean that kind of brands you a certain way, and some people embrace it, and it works for them, and others, it kind of, people are like, I'm tired of hearing.
Well, some people are doers and not watchers. They would rather be doing the thing than watch someone doing the thing.
Yes.
So I'm one of those. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
because I don't really watch any live plays.
I mean, maybe if it was more exciting like Critical Role, or
Well, send us the script and allegedly
legend scripts. Yes,
just the high points.
it's fine if people appreciate it. Great. If not, I get to run my game. So
yeah, we have fun playing. So
yeah,
I like that I can do creative things and you're fine with it.
Yeah.
So.
Sure, go ahead, try. Please continue to let Grandma to be the main, your tank / everything else.
I think Agent of Chaos.
She holds the record now for most characters I've ever killed, I think.
Early on, I think we're all kind of tied, but yeah.
Well, I think I've killed Jen the least.
Yeah, I survived for quite a while.
Run away.
I didn't do anything.
I don't. If it looks like I'm gonna die, I leave.
Yeah, I think Mike holds pretty high. Shadow, I think, has done 2 or 3, but I think I've killed like Grandma like 8 times.
Yeah, a lot.
It's funny. I really like that goblin fighter that I had for a short bit. That that Gillum was the apprentice to, and then that one bad roll and I'm a statue, and and then instead of getting rescued,
and then they forgot you.
Yeah, they came back and they toppled the statue over, it broke or something. I remember something like that. I was like,
St. Gillum.
Don't destatue me now. But I mean, I was gonna compliment is like playing the game. It's fun, and it's like Jen thought it'd be inspired to write that little sea shanty.
Jen's got a song, yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe
I have fun with the wackiness.
Well, that's the whole point. It's always been my point is that it is inherently wacky. People are saying, "I want D&D to be dark and realistic and like we played in the '80s, and I want to know that at any second my character can die from dysentery just from walking outside." And I'm like, why would you want to play that? This is you're a hero. You're doing over the top ridiculous things. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Anything that the
dragons and magic and goblins. It's ridiculous.
The whole point to me is that if it inspires my creativity and makes me think outside the box, then I'm happy. So
yes.
Well, I don't want dysentery, but I do sometimes like the dark crawl in the dungeon.
I like dungeon crawls
and stuff, but
you can't keep leaving the dungeons.
Well, we're scared of them.
You can't say you like dark crawly dungeon crawling and then not go in the dungeon.
I'm a bard. I have to live.
You're just saying you like the idea of dungeons. I like the idea of Vegas. I don't want to go there.
Well, I like running those kind of games.
Yeah, I like playing through dungeon crawls because they make me think. Just as long as they're not boring.
But it's also fun to be a hero.
Very, very boring. I go in the room. I check for traps. Well,
yeah, I think
search for treasure.
Some of that can be kind of a little.
Yeah,
you can
be very sloggy.
You can put that out there ahead of time. Like this is our standard procedures, and then only when it's necessary to interact with a certain thing, then make the rolls. I mean, I don't know. If it's the tap, listen, scoot forward 10 feet, tap, listen.
Yeah, I had a DM that made me do that, and I was like, nope, I'm out. No, I'm not. Nobody wants to play that.
Yeah, that's too much minutia.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Today I listened to your video about fixing fighters.
Yeah, fixing fighters.
And what caught me is like the paladin thing. It's like, and like, I think I'm kind of playing my cleric in your game as kind of paladin-y because I had the thing of leave no one behind.
Yeah.
So I went back and almost got killed, which I thought I was going to be dead. Which I was looking at next character.
Well, Grandma beat you to it. She got eaten by the weird Pac-Man monster.
All right. Next time. I'll be the martyr. Well, it's not really a martyr.
He just wants a statue like Gillum.
But like you said, it is fun to sometimes just be the hero, or at least I mean, or
Yeah,
things. Yeah,
all my characters are always over the top and just do, go, proactive. If you don't give me something to do, I'll find something to do. Oh, there's a button, you know.
well, it's kind of the thing. Like sometimes it's hard to do in real life. Is be that hero.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't go around.
No, because
I mean,
being a hero is dangerous in real life. You can get shot.
I don't like sitting at home. I'm not sitting there like get a police scanner and show up at crime scenes and fight them. It's like,
well, maybe if you had superpowers.
That's true, and that's why
We should
game Vigilantes for Shadowdark is a
Yeah, I keep wanting to do a playthrough, but I guess schedules just don't match up.
well.
Or whatever.
Friday seems.
I'm always free Friday. I have like no life, guys. I work from home. My work day is done by 7.
We kind of say that too, but then there's always errands to run.
Well, I work a lot too, so I do work outside the home, and I work a lot. But sometimes on the weekends, I just want to sleep.
Understand that. Big fan of sleeping in the weekend.
Except for during your game, she doesn't sleep then.
No. We're just going to keep picking on Shadow. Shadow does that. Nobody else needs to sleep.
Everybody has to be known for something.
OGGM ASMR.
Yeah, I can't really pick on him anymore because he's giving away stuff tonight, and I want to win something. So
okay.
Just shut up. He is the greatest YouTuber.
What's he giving away? A car?
If he's listening, I don't know.
Well, he's in the chat.
Oh,
what is he giving away? A car?
No, just stuff he has no use for, I think.
Figures?
Too much stuff. He has quite the hoard, I think.
Yeah, we all do. I am the only one who doesn't.
Now, how do you do that? How do you keep it
manageable?
Yeah.
Well, I've lost the collection so many times that I stopped collecting because I had a great collection of video games and comic books and stuff where we lived in the San Fernando Valley, and then the garage where I had stored got flooded, so all my stuff got destroyed, and then I had to rebuild that collection, and then that collection got stolen, and then so I had to rebuild the collection for a third time, and that collection actually lasted pretty decently until it all got stolen. And then I started a collection again, and I was storing that in my parents' house because where I was living at the time didn't just have the room. My parents' house, of course, burned down in the 2018 Thompson fire, so I lost about $1,000 worth of gaming stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So then I just was like, you know what? I don't need stuff anymore. I'm just going to get PDFs because you can't steal those. So my PDF collection is huge, but my actual on-the-shelf video game shelf is pretty slim. I have copies of all my stuff, a couple toys, a couple antiques, a few games that are just I have to have copies of, but that's about it. Yeah.
What are your favorite go-to video games?
You mean besides Minecraft?
Yeah.
And Hightail now?
That one. I think you've had it on your channel a few times.
Yeah, but I don't think people want to see that. If they do, I'll go back to it. When Hightail finally goes live, I'll probably have to do a Hightail redo, and I'll definitely do that black and white dungeon crawler one, Castle Whisper Scream or whatever it was.
Weepstone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally going to do that on my channel because that's just like, oh my god, it's so cool. My go-to video game when I'm not doing Minecraft or Hightail, I'm playing through Diablo 3 again, but I'm already bored of it. So yeah, Minecraft. If I could just be on a Minecraft server with 2 or 3 other people, I'd be perfectly happy. I get to play Minecraft with my niece or Hightail with my niece. I love the building games and being able to try and take the thing I see in my brain and put it on the screen.
Do you do the legit play or do you do the code where you can build whatever?
I have cheat coded, but no, I try and legit play as much as I can. If you've watched my Let's Play when I was doing the mod packs, I played through a mod pack, and the only way you could progress the mod pack is if you cheated, because that's how badly it was designed. You can't build this unless you have this, but the only way to build this is if you have this. So where does this come from? So the only way I'd have to cheat it in, because otherwise it doesn't exist. There's nothing in the formula that tells me where item A comes from. I can't build item B without item A. Where does item A come from? So yeah, that one I cheated on a lot. But normally
I totally cheated because I played it with my daughter, and at the time I was like, first I was like, I want infinite building. I just want to make crazy stuff, and
yeah.
And then of course she runs around and blows it up.
Yeah.
As much dynamite in the thing. It's like,
yeah, my niece does that too. She destroys my stuff.
She used to just build people and trap them, put people and trap them in rooms with no doors. Underground, hundreds of them.
She made a dungeon that was actually a dungeon.
Cool.
And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I own these people. I'm like,
sweetie.
We were like, we did something wrong as parents.
Sleep light around here. No. But she liked to capture all the animals because she loves pets.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we ended up with a cat that I'm allergic to. So that seems to
think that Mike is its favorite person.
And he shares
because Mike doesn't like it.
No, I don't. I like the cat. It's just,
he spoils the cat. That's why the cat likes him. He has a stash of snacks in here for her, and she knows it.
Yeah, I keep a little treats and a little thing. I determined if I have to live with a cat, it's gonna be my friend. And it, even before I snuck it snacks, it was butting up to me. I think maybe because I have a room with a view, that might be it. She just uses me for my window.
I'm pretty sure Steve just uses me for food. So
yeah,
he's like, sell more books.
Oh, always. He's like, sell more stuff. Get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's probably concludes it.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me. If you're still within the sound of my voice, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Jen and Mike's channel. They really deserve it.
And the link for the product for Vigilantes for Shadowdark on drive-through is on the bottom of the screen and in the comments, and we'll put it in the description as well.
Thank you very much. If you have some extra money and you want to support me, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I would say like $10 or $15 for the amount that, I mean, if you really think of the work people put into this, hours and hours. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen,
it's 4 years worth of work or 5 years worth of work, but
it's a lot. It's like people put in a lot of work, and well, nowadays $10-15 is just the price of a
coffee almost.
Well, meal at, you grab a meal at a
McDonald's is $15.
Yeah, so it's just, you might as well spend that money on
spend that money on me.
Something
you don't need McDonald's. be me instead. I'm like McDonald's, but better.
Yeah. And in the comments, Bo and a couple other people mentioned they would be happy to play Vigilantes.
So sure. I'll
people in there.
I'll start passing out a questionnaire again and try and see if people are interested.
So I'd say go to OG's channel and just start leaving comments.
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah, we gotta facilitate that algorithm so I don't get mysteriously cut.
And thanks to all the viewers today.
Oh, yeah, that was
quite
awesome.
A few. So, and thanks
thank you. Wow. I'm sure they just jumped on because of you guys, and I was the afterthought. Mike and Jen, they're all, wait, OGGM's on this channel? I don't know if I want to.
They might have seen Shadowdark. They might have been like, oh, it's OG.
Yeah.
I've heard about him. He's a moron.
Aw. But he writes good games.
Yeah.
So, well, everybody have a happy Friday, and thanks
for Friday
coming out with us. And
you'll see Mike and Jen on my next episode in Saturday
like a week
the 2nd.
From tomorrow. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. Yep.
Will Grandma survive?
Let's hope.
Right, if you'll just stick around for a second after we stop the video.
Sure.
So, have a good Friday, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.